supposed to unmute you. I don't know when StreamYard changed that, but hello to all my witches, warlocks, writers, and wanderers. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. My name is KibbyRose. I am your Authortubes lesbian psychic stoner, and I am here to entertain you with some horoscopy things, some witchy things, and some opinion rants with current events that are going on. I got some predictions to throw in there. So we're going to start off the whole day with a 10-minute sprint to get us all set up and organized, because that's how I do this. I intermingle all this stuff with sprints and everything else. 10 minutes to start off, 25 minutes after that, and we go from there. Join in the comments if you're new, and hello to my replay crew. I love you. Remember to like and subscribe, and let me roll the opener so we can actually get on with this. If I push the right button or even go to the right screen. Yeah, because, YouTube is complicated. So really big news to start. A lot of I probably won't see many of my regulars in here because I've changed the time of my live streams for most people. But for those of you that are still on the schedule and see what's going on, welcome. Just so you know, starting February 2nd, we have some amazingly good, surprising news coming. Not only are we completely rebranding the entire channel, but there's something coming up where my current clients are going to be able to save a little bit of extra money, and anybody who's curious on YouTube is going to be able to maybe inquire and ask a question, and even possibly get on the live stream to do a full reading. So keep an ear out for that. We have the announcement coming February 2nd. Other than that, it has been crazy. The first 8 days of the new year of 2025. I came in it blazing. Maybe I shouldn't have. Everybody else kind of walked in with their heads ducked in. And I just have to say my heart goes out to a lot of you in California who are dealing with the fires, especially to the two friends of mine who currently are homeless because of the situation. Just know we have a lot of thoughts and prayers going your way. The energies around there I've been warning you all about for a while. The ground is shaking, volcanoes are erupting, movement of energies is not just on the physical plane, but on the earthly planes as well. And I've been trying to warn anybody in California to get the heck out of there. So this is kind of your precursor, guys. This is the beginning of the year for California. Okay. I don't want to say it's going to get worse, because I'm going to put the energy towards it not getting worse, for it to just, for as much negativity to keep at bay, but you guys live in a Bermuda Triangle of negativity from San Diego to Vegas to San Francisco. So be careful, you guys, because the high winds are going to continue, and it's just, I really struggle with this, because to me, it's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate that there's people's houses that are burning. However, having been born and raised in California for 37 years and have dealt with numerous fires, first of all, I've never seen winds like this. They are insane. And I was watching the live stream last night when they were showing how it was a triage situation, and there's not much they can do except for, rescue life and hope that your buildings don't burn. But I can also say, for the good to look on the bright side of things, if there even is one, is the people that did unfortunately lose their homes. The Palisades area is not exactly a money tight, we are struggling financially type area. It's almost like I feel that if there are people who can rebuild who have the ability right now in these times to financially rebuild, it would kind of be those people. I could think of other areas in San Diego and LA that if they had gotten hit, the financial loss and everything else would be far more detrimental. Things can be replaced, lives can't, but even in that saying, if you've ever been homeless like I have, you've ever built your life literally from 2 suitcases on up, you understand that sometimes that saying is very little comfort. So that's where I am with that. I pray that we could California is burning, and last night we got snow out of nowhere. I'm in Spokane, Washington. We were supposed to get a light little dusting. No, we woke up to like 4 or 5 inches. I'm stoked. I love the snow, so I was already out playing with it in this morning. If you're on my Facebook or my YouTubes, so just know that there's a part of me that was very happy that I don't live in California right now, because I would much rather be dealing with the beautiful white snow and pristine look of the outside world that I have right now versus the tyrant that's going off in California right now. And seeing some of those, if you do not know and you are not aware, I highly recommend getting on YouTube or one of our sprints when we go on our sprint to go look at some of those live views of what happened last night, because it reminded me of a time in 2003 when I was helping friends out of Ramona. And it was just, when we were driving and it felt like the tires were melting and you could just feel the heat on you. Anyway, so that's my little rant about that. So my heart goes out to those. And I had to do that. And honestly, that wasn't even on my notes. However, I had to add it in because yes, Californians deal with wildfires. Yes, it is a normal thing for Californians to have to deal with Santa Ana winds, wildfires, everything else. This one is different. It feels different. It looks different. Everything about this fire situation is different. And on that note, I actually want to bring up a little note that I have, because this situation was also brought to my attention because there was far too many coincidences that were involved in this. So I'm going to just give you guys the little rundown of how my day went yesterday and in regards to how I found out about the fires. All right. So basically yesterday I had a client appointment with my client here in Spokane at 11 o'clock. At 10:30, I came across one of the forecasts for California to have Santa Ana winds. And I said to myself, gosh, somebody better keep a hand on those arsons because they're going to be out in droves if it's really weather like this. Not thinking twice about it. And I left for my client appointment. Second coincidence, my client is a double fire sign, literally a Leo sun and a Leo moon. So that was very interesting because this client has also made, it's not surprising if you're my client, but if you're surprised, like I've seen this on multiple occasions with multiple clients, this for her, but it's new because it's the first time, but she was able to do pretty much a year's worth of work in 3 months. And yesterday she was acknowledging all the points where things were literally going so well for her right now because of all this stuff and all this work that she's done. And, it was just very interesting that my double fire client just happened to be, sparking off in a bunch of different places about things that she was getting better at and better to handle. The third coincidence is I got home literally at 2 p.m. and saw the news about the people in the Palisades. And I knew that I had friends there. So I went onto Facebook to find out what was going on. And it was one of those things where I was just like, I really hope that, I hope there's no energy connection in all of this because at the same time, I have been befriending a lot of friends that I missed that are or were in San Diego on Facebook. I don't know. Coincidences. All my friends know. The coincidences, if you're in my inner circle, you already know the coincidences in my life just get weird. And this is one of those times where things got weird, really weird, really, really weird. So I just had to mention that because I document a lot of this on my channel because when I go back and listen for myself, there's a lot of stuff where I'm like, oh my gosh. And secondly, I'm doing a lot of water work because I am a double water sign. So I've been doing a lot of water work to try to help with the fires in San Diego, especially after I kind of put together all these things where I was like, not that I started it because I'm here in Spokane, but I hope there wasn't any energy connection connected to it. Anyway, if I am, I'm definitely trying to fix any karmic negative that I may have done subconsciously and not on purpose. The next thing I have to mention, though, and along with the fires, it's very interesting how California is popping off, because if you don't know about it right now, we've got 72 volcanoes erupting currently on this planet. 72. And Ethiopia is splitting in half. They're actually predicting that the new ocean is going to fill up the area of Ethiopia by the end of 2030, I believe it was. And they've actually evacuated all of Ethiopia because of what is going on. And if you know anything about ancient alien theology and all that fun stuff, also, guys, it's 111, make a wish. You'd already know that supposedly the Ark of the Covenant is residing in a church in Ethiopia. Another coincidence I found very interesting. So we've got California wildfires erupting. We've got 72 volcanoes going off. We've got earthquakes. We have got more earthquakes popping off on the planet than geologists have seen ever in recorded history. We've got the East Coast that just got hit with the worst snowstorm in centuries. Guys, pay attention if you're not paying attention. Energies are shifting. Things are changing. What you thought used to be is no longer going to be anymore. It's even starting with Mother Nature. So we've already seen it on the mainstream media front. Okay. We've already seen it on the Hollywood front. We've already seen it on the political front. Now we are seeing it on the Mother Nature front. Just be aware. Okay. This isn't to cause panic. This is just the more you have, the one thing I've learned about life is the more information you have access to, whether you fully believe it or not, you are allowed to pick and choose what information you want to retain and hold and find valuable. But the more access to information you have, the better decisions you're able to make in regards to your future actions. And that's the only reason why I share this stuff, guys, because, well, a lot of my clients have always come to me and said, dude, that one thing you told me 3 years ago, I remembered it and I shifted direction because of it when I saw it coming, and it has changed my life. So this is why I do this, because I'm hoping that maybe that one person out there might hear that one thing that pings them into paying attention to hearing their angels the right way and going the right direction, and it saves them. I made a promise to God that since I was back here, I was going to use my skills to help people like me. I mean, if I can help one person like me not go through what I went through, just by helping them understand the energies that are, impacting them or causing their changes of mood and everything else, then yeah, I'm going to. So the last thing is, y'all, if you are not watching Stephen Barnes' channel to keep up with the different shifts of the geomagnetics, the Schumann resonance, the sun flares, the huge solar mass ejection that we had last week and how it's been affecting energies, you need to. I can only recap so much on my channel, and there has been so much popping off that I'm actually extremely grateful that during my slow time, he's actually picked up on his channel. So Stephen Barnes, if you don't know, here, I'm going to pull him up real quick because I remember one of my clients asking about it. So I'm going to pull it up real quick. So give me a second so I can share my screen, because this is his channel. And I just want you to be able to identify it. There you are. Okay, so to my client, you know who you are. I understand your privacy. I will not mention your name online. That is not the one I was looking for. This is the one I was looking for. This is the channel I was talking about. He has been covering a lot. I highly recommend this video. Powerful energy waves have begun initiating our psychic intuition. I posted this on my Facebook channel just in case you need to get access to it. But this is his channel. At Stephen Barnes. I highly recommend it. Keep up with his stuff. He covers so much that I can't. So for those of you that are my clients that, yeah, I was talking about, that is who I'm referencing, who I am, yeah, everything else. We are getting this taken care of. There we go. Okay, so now that I've rambled on for a good 15 minutes, so just real quick, for any of you that weren't here at the beginning, I'm going to recap what we do here now that I've done my little rants. I am currently an author and an active practitioner psychic. So I have a lot of work that I do in the background as my own boss. So I use these YouTube sprints to not only get some work done, but make sure that I can share the information that I need to share to my clients who are also as busy as I am, and we can't get on our regular phone calls. So I intermix talking points with 25-minute sprints. And I promise, guys, I know I have said in the past that it was 25 minutes and it was 20 minutes. I have fixed a timer. We have a new timer. It was part of the rebranding, and I wasn't going to show it off until after the rebranding. But I realized I needed to use the timer with the time that I keep stating that there is. So we're going to do 25 minutes sprints. And then after this, I'm going to go over a little bit of the planetary movements and the influences that have been happening at the beginning of the month, and go off on, we have our horoscopes, but we're doing that at the end. I have a couple of things. There's a couple of predictions that my angels are wanting me to make, because I was just about to go with my notes, got sidetracked. And you guys, I was going to say, come over here because the music is in that ear. Thank you. For those of you that are interested, I am doing a ritual prep for Embolic with also a meal prep. The kind of cool thing about Embolic on the 22nd is it's actually kind of like a charcuterie tray type thing because of the elements that are involved. It also involves wine and mead. So I figured we would be doing the Embolic ritual celebration when I do the announcement for what is happening in February. Okay. For those of you that are needing the ritual information, I will be posting it on my Facebook channel or on my Facebook. So keep an eye out for that. And do we want to do that? We do want to do that. Okay. We need to address a couple of people that it needs to be addressed, and we're gonna just politely put it this way, because it's Cora, oh thank God you're here. I need a little bit of my little friend backing. Got your energy. Hey girl. Hi everyone. Just got back from today's baby's appointment. How did it go? It went well. It went well. Yay. I can feel it. It went well. So this goes out to some people who have recently tried to contact me and have found that maybe my number has changed or they can't quite get through. Just know that in the past 5 or 6 years, I have learned very well to protect my privacy, to protect my peace. For those of you, those that are in my inner circle, they know who they are. They are the ones who have access to me. They're the ones who are allowed to call me, contact me, everything else. For anyone else, you are more than welcome to come to my YouTube channel, see me on social medias. But as far as contacting me privately over the phone, not going to happen. Those kind of personal conversations are now reserved for the people who have earned that place in my life. So I do appreciate you reaching out and trying to get a hold of me. I don't appreciate the temper tantrums that you're throwing in my emails and my DMs about the fact that I'm not responding to you the way you want me to. So that I'm going to put that as politely as possible, and I hope that you get the message. And again, you're more than welcome to watch my YouTube channels. You're more than welcome to maybe when I make my announcement in February, you're more than welcome to do that. But on that note, just know that my personal private inner circle is at its peace. It's got the people I want, the support structure I need, the people who've proven themselves, and I have no interest, need, nor want to expand it. So that is where I'm going to leave that, and I hope that you can understand my boundaries and appreciate them and respect them for what they are. And other than that, both went well. Yay. And the babies are due. I'm so happy because, I love it because you are one of my things that I dip into where I'm just like, everybody's struggling right now. And then I'm like, no, I got certain clients that like all my clients are doing so well. And Cora is like even one of them. So, all right. And on that note, we're going to leave it on that. We're going to jump into a 25-minute sprint. or a 10-minute sprint, because I said that we're going to do 10-minute sprints at the beginning to get prepped, and then followed by 3 25-minute sprints. I am extending the length of this live stream only because I'm not streaming twice a week this month. So I figured I could extend them a little bit longer. And yeah, we've got I'm trying out some new witchy ways of doing things. Instead of sharing the screen for the timer, we have a new way of putting the timer up and having it go. So we're going to see if it works, and we're going to go from there. So the winter still sucks, but not that bad here. Go check out what's happening in California. If you didn't listen to the beginning of my live stream, go check out what's happening in California. You'd probably be happy that winter is upon you, because they're having summer in January. It's unfortunate. But anyway, we're going to jump into 25 minutes, get some work done. I will see you guys in 25 minutes. Cora, my wonderful, lovely mod, let me know if you can hear the music. I have worked so hard to get music on these timers, and I'm going to throw a fit. I can't hear it on my end. I have to keep my features set up. Yeah, it does. Oh, I have 2 friends that lost houses. So it does. But as I was saying before, considering the people that are getting hit, if there's anybody who can financially rebuild compared to some others in California, it would be the people in that area. Not all of them. I'm not saying all of them. I'm just saying, like, in general, these are not, horribly horribly off people, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm being polite as I can about it. Anyway, so 25 minutes on the clock. Cora, let me know if you can hear the music, because you better, because I'm going to throw a holy hell fit with StreamYard if I went through all this work and did everything they told me to do and it doesn't work. Anyway, in 3, 2, 1, and I have to press play down here. Don't forget to mute yourself. Y'all, okay, we're starting over. I did it again. I said we were going to do a 10-minute, not a 25-minute, and then I put on a 25-minute because I started talking about the 25-minute. We're professionals, right? Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're going to start that over again. We're going to put 10 minutes on the clock. And yes, ocean waves. That's exactly what it's supposed to be. Yep. Well, I wanted something that was a little bit like white noise for those people that maybe like have other music playing in the background, and that way it's just white noise kind of thing. But for others who actually do like the quiet, I wanted something that wasn't so abrasive, that again would be like white noise in the background, but still relaxing enough that they could get work done. So but like I said, I worked my butt off getting sound on that thing. So I am super stoked that it's there. Or like me having to hear the video. Huh? You need to explain that one, honey. I didn't understand that. And I see my Wi-Fi is completely fighting tooth and nail. So if I go glitchy and like a robot, just record it and let me know. Oh, yep. Okay, perfect. Oh, that's what you mean. Yep, like the ocean wave, so that if you're listening to the video. Yep, for tomorrow's video. Oh, by the way, I might have a new scammer for you. And they might be from LA. The area code was a 760 number. So I might have another scammer for you, which would be fun. And I could totally do the girl with the valley accent if you wanted to. Anyway, 10 minutes on the clock in 3, 2, 1. And don't forget to All right, that's the end of that 10-minute sprint. We're going to remove that one. We're going to add that one. We're going to pause it, send the timer back, and we're going to put me in the middle. Hello, hello. I hope you all got a little bit of work done or got at least set to get some work done. I did. I got everything organized. I got all my client notes taken care of and make sure that I've made notations of them. I've got everything lined up for us to discuss here, and I've got my work lined up for my sprints. So first, I'm just gonna, for this little rant, I've got a couple of things I'm going to cover. I'm going to cover some planetary movements and the shifts in the energies and the overall stuff that you need to watch out for. Okay, especially because we're changing sun positions with Capricorn coming in at the end of this month, and a couple full moon influences that you need to be aware of. Excuse me. And forgive me, it is snowing here. It is a little bit colder than normal. So, thingies. Anyway, and then I actually came across a coincidence that I was doing when I was listening to my dance mom stuff and watching their channels. And I found it extremely coincidental, and I'm going to cover that. And then we'll get into another 20. Oh, and then I just want to touch on some points, some real quick opinion predictions that I have for some famous people. Just know on my channel, I will not do predictions for private people. Most of my predictions that I do on this channel are either an overarching for everybody or people that are already in the public eye and like me, who has a YouTube channel, is kind of in the public eye for scrutiny. Unfortunately, that is something you subject yourself to when you decide to put yourself in the public eye. So I don't feel uncomfortable covering predictions for those people. For anybody else, though, I will tend to keep it private. I have 30 seconds left. Film intro and outro and throw it all together. Yes. See, and I think doing the 25-minute sprints is a little bit more efficient for those of, because that was a 10-minute sprint. Duh, dummy. Never mind. No, Kibby. Strike that, reverse it, go back. Never mind. I didn't say it right. Anyway, this is, it's just live and permanently on YouTube. Anyway, but anyway, that's what I'm going to cover real quick. So just so everybody's aware with what's coming on, right now, our sun is in Capricorn, but it's going to be moving into Aquarius. Capricorn does allow for a natural inclination towards achievement, sense of purpose and responsibility. Basically, your feet are planted on the ground, but your head tends to be a little bit more in the clouds. We've got Mars still in retrograde, guys. So remember that. I still have to prep for film and intro, outro though. Yeah, but you don't intro, outro so fast. No, I didn't. Honestly, girl. Okay, I'm going to pause for a minute on what I was talking about. We're going to get into this. You have been doing intro, outros for videos since 2001. And I know this for a fact because I have proof on my channel. So I know you can get it done in for most people, I'd be like, oh, girl, okay, take your time. Do what you need to. For you, I'm like, oh, please. You got this. You act like it's work, and it's like it is work, but it's like, sorry, I don't mean to be cocky. I've got a little bit of a cockiness to me today. Please forgive me as I blush because I'm a little embarrassed about that cockiness. I don't stress about you that much, Cora, because you've got such good energy on your side that a lot of the stuff that I just have to mess with my eyebrows. You could just, glue them down and then draw your own. Anyway, inside joke for those of you that don't understand. That is, yeah. Anyway, so we've got, remember, Mars is still in Mercury, and Mars is actually shifting into Cancer. So for you guys that are starting to feel a little bit more emotional and empathetic and feelers out with the emotions, that is one of the reasons why. The second reason why is because Venus is moving into Pisces, which is causing a lot of tender and affectionate type energy. And then we have the conjunction of the moon with Jupiter, which causes growth and abundance. And then we've got Saturn in Pisces as well, that causes kind of the same thing of tender affection, loving, grounded energy. So if you are feeling very family-oriented, friend-oriented, love-oriented right now, just understand that. However, If you are trying to start a new relationship, I do not suggest it, because with Venus in Pisces, although this is a very attractive, influent, like yummy type energy, it is a hard to satisfy type energy. So it is not a good time to start any new relationships. However, it is a great time to flourish and nurture any of those relationships that you've currently got going. If you need to fix your relationship and you've got some big boo-boos that you need to correct because you did so oh-nos last year, this is actually the best energy for you to fix those and mend those situations. There's a lot of good communication energy coming in also with the communications of Saturn with, or not Saturn, of the moon with Jupiter because of the growth and abundance. So, and with our sun in Capricorn, you have good grounding energy to allow yourself to understand things a little bit better and get different perspectives. So for a lot of the signs overarching, this is going to be, if you've been trying to figure out how to mitigate those emotional standings before making those big moves that you have plans for this year, this is the time to do it. All right. On that note, I'm going to go into something that was very coincidental, because while I was doing this, I was also listening to my YouTubes, and Christy Lukasiak's new YouTube came up about how her new year and her new year resolutions. And as I was listening, she mentioned a couple things about different changes she was making. And of course, my head started going, I wonder if you're this sign. I wonder what is, and then it was, what is her sun sign? What is her moon sign? What is this? I want to see, I can see now that she's making amazingly great changes in progress to what she's supposed to be doing. But I'm just curious now because of the karmic lessons I covered on my New Year's live stream. And I came across something that kind of literally made me drop jaw. This is not a coincidence that happens very often, but let's just say that I figured out very clearly why I may be a little bit more feel like I relate to Christy and Chloe a little bit more than the other dance moms. So, and this is public information. So just so you know, anybody, I didn't go out of my way to get private information and do this. Their birth dates are public, and I just put in the information into my chart reading that I do for all my clients. Okay. So I found out that Christy Lukasiak's sun sign is a Pisces. Her moon sign is a Leo, and her rising is a Pisces. So she is a double water sign like me and a Leo. But here is where things got weird. Okay. My mother and Miss Lukasiak do not have the same birthdays, not even the same birth locations. However, my mother's sun is a Pisces, my mother's moon is a Leo, and my mother's ascending node is a Cancer. I was like, oh my gosh, Christy Lukasiak's my mother. No wonder. Well, and then I started deep diving because I was like, well, then I wonder, because a lot of the way Chloe and Christy are with each other reminds me a lot of my mother and me, but kind of there was something about it that seemed a little reversed. Well, in doing Chloe's chart, I figured out what was reversed. So my sun sign is a Scorpio, my moon sign is a Pisces, and my rising sign is a Gemini. Okay. Chloe's sun sign is a Gemini. Her moon sign is a Pisces, and her rising is a Scorpio. Our moon signs and sun signs are switched. So I figured this out, and I was just like, are you kidding me? Christy and Chloe are me and my mother, just like 20 years difference. Anyway, I had to share that because I found it so coincidental, because it's just the life paths and the things that are happening for Christy, I can they're kind of happening with my mom. The things in life paths that are happening with me are kind of happening with Chloe. And at first I was like, this is, if you know me and you're part of my inner circle, there's so many coincidences in my life that I kind of have to rationalize a lot of them in order to actually believe them. This is one of those that I can't rationalize, other than the fact that similar energies are drawn to each other, because other than JoJo Siwa, Christy and Chloe were the two that I literally fangirled over forever. And it's like, no wonder. It's literally me and my mom. And for anybody who knows me and my mom in the past, you know, I'm my mom's biggest fan. So it just weird. The weird stuff that happens in my life. Anyway, and on that note, because of a lot of these changes and a lot of these, because we're in the type of energies that need you to turn inward and start focusing on family and everything else, there's a few topics of conversation in regards to famous people that I've avoided. So I'm just going to go over this real quick. This is kind of my little rant on certain situations and or certain people, and we're just going to go from there, because in the future I want to see if I'm right. If I am, cool. If not, okay. So Ariana Grande and Wicked. I have a feeling this is going to change Ariana's career from a singing career to an acting career. I don't know why, but I can literally see her shifting and changing directions. Not only because being able to do theater is more, you can keep your life more private and out of the public eye or the camera, but also because I feel like Ariana is kind of reaching that age where she kind of wants to, she really does. She kind of wants to seclude herself. She wants to be known for specific things that she does, but going to red carpet events, I feel like Ariana is pulling away from. We'll have to see what happens, but that's what I feel like. I feel like towards the end of the year, Ariana Grande's career is going to shift from the singing and the spotlight red carpet type career to more of the theatrical and living in New York and enjoying herself at little coffee shops. Taylor Swift. First of all, yay to Taylor Swift self-publishing her own book and joining the Authortube community. I really appreciate the fact that her Eras Tour book is something that she put together herself, worked with Target to self-publish, and got it going and everything else. Now, can we just use that energy to start catapulting it for the rest of us that aren't, you know, maybe like on the level of Taylor Swift? Because that's kind of what I was hoping for because I know so many good authors out there with so many good books, and they get lost in the shuffle, and it shouldn't be that way. The other thing is regarding her relationship. This is a conversation that I was having with one other friend, because he brought up to me that he thinks that there's something going on with Travis and Taylor again. And I just spontaneously said, well, yeah, their contractual agreement is up. And he choked. And I don't know, pattern of behavior. There's something here that's going on, because 6 months ago, they said their relationship wasn't going to end. And all of a sudden and rumor got out that there was a contract. And then all of a sudden their relationship continued. 6 months later, now there's conversation that their relationship isn't going to last during the holidays. Made it through. And then I was like, well, they can't extend it again for 3 months, or 6 months, but they can extend it again for 3 months. And wouldn't Super Bowl be a great time for them to kind of fall apart, because he could glorify himself in Super Bowl and she can, I don't know. There's something about this where I feel like, don't get me wrong, I'm not a hater against Taylor Swift. Get your back, girl. I'm truthfully, there's a little bit of jealousy. I'd love to be you. Who wouldn't? I mean, she's got it all. But there's a part of me that thinks that she actually does contractual agreements to have relationships like this in the public eye in order to make material to sell the next album. And it's all contracted because she was tired of hurting people's feelings. So I might be wrong on this, but that's what I feel like is happening. And now that I've said something, I have a feeling that they're probably going to extend it till the summer, because they can't have people figure out what's going on. But to me, it's just pattern of behavior. Taylor Swift dates somebody for a specific amount of time. She writes a certain amount of songs. She puts out an album. She stays single for a while, seems completely happy single, and then all of a sudden falls in love with a relationship again that just happens to be completely publicized. It's a pattern that's been going on for so many years and so many records at this point that I can't not believe. And the fact that she's recovered so well after every relationship that supposedly was the love story of her life. I've been through the love story of my life. It got destroyed on me. You don't survive that well. Okay. Anyway, that's my little rant on that. My next little rant is actually with George Clooney, Alec Baldwin, all these male feminists that are preaching on our behalf. Please stop. Please stop. Me as a feminist, as a lesbian, I'm begging you, please stop speaking for us. I do not claim them. I do not want them on my side. At this point, Julia Roberts, I don't know what you define as a feminist. I got questions. And just know, Hollywood elites, you guys throwing a temper tantrum because the fans, the public finally has a say in what goes on in Hollywood, and you're not patting your pockets because the ones that you sweet talked and whatever else with your mouth isn't supporting your pocketbook anymore. You're making yourselves look worse. And on that note, I just have this is my opinion. Wouldn't it be really interesting? Wouldn't it be really, really interesting if this whole DEI movement was something that was set up by the elites in Hollywood in order to push an agenda onto the public so that they could put in place into movies and theatrical excursions whom they wanted and be able to pad their pockets the way they needed to by manipulating the general public into liking who they wanted you to like. And it failed because you can't manipulate the public anymore. What if that's what actually happened? And what if there is part of the political party that is all for this or became all for this? And that is technically why there was a failure in certain areas. I don't know. I think this whole situation with this DEI, everything is just proof that when you try to force feed an agenda on so many people, you're going to fail in your endeavor because you can't force feed an agenda like this in a society that has so much exposure to truth. And I just saw your questions so distracted me. Predictions on live action. Oh, it's going to fail. It's going to Disney. Oh God. Actually, I have multiple notes. Here we go. So I've covered on this before, but since you brought it up, I will bring it up. Let me get, because I have so many notes on Snow White. It's not even funny at this point because it's Rachel Zegler. Rachel Zegler destroyed the movie. She really did. She absolutely 100% did. Okay. And I'm not only am I going off of what multimedia is saying, but I'm also going off of my own personal convictions on it. Basically, so for those of you who didn't know, Snow White, the whole thing that Cora and I are talking about is Snow White. Disney decided to do a live action remake of Snow White. It has failed cataclysmically from the dwarfs, which I knew straight out when they did that with the dwarves that I was like, there's something off with this movie. Like, I at first really didn't care about the whole DEI, whatever that they wanted to do with Snow White. I actually was open to it. Like, okay, let's see what they can do. Frankly, like I didn't have an opinion one way or the other. And even when they came out with all the trailers, with those god awful trailers, I was even just like, okay, well, maybe we're not seeing it for what it is, because we all know that sometimes trailers can be misleading, or the final cut isn't exactly like the trailer, especially those of us that work in the industry. There's multiple cuts on the chopping board on the board that could do that. However, it is a culmination of several things. A, Disney has already started losing their reputation. B, Pixar started losing their reputation. Kathleen Kennedy has not helped the case, even though she's so far separated from the entire thing. All the drama with the lawsuits from Gina Carano to the person that got an allergic reaction in their parks is affecting this. The way that And it all comes down to the fact that Rachel Zegler opened her mouth to a point where people got disgusted that they started looking at Disney with a fine-tooth comb. And I know this for a fact on my end because I didn't even know about the Gina Carano lawsuit. I didn't even know about all this stuff that was going on until I watched Rachel Zegler do her interview on the red carpet where she went, weird, weird. Just the weird was like, why would Snow White be weird? It built Disney. Anyway, So that was the first move. But after that, it was literally Rachel's mouth continuously that is going to cause the downfall of this movie. Because the truth is most people that, one way or the other, they really like, they would have gone and seen the movie one way or another. Like me, I probably would have gone and seen it with my mom just because it's Snow White. It's a classic. And I probably like Wicked. It's probably one of the few movies I would have gone to see with my mom. Will I now? Absolutely not. And I don't even think my mother's going to go see it, which is rare because if there's somebody that goes and see movies every single week, that's who I get a lot of my information about Snow White or movies from. But and on that note, she even said that Mufasa was bad. And it wasn't, I asked her what it was about the movie about Mufasa that made it bad. And she said that it was the music. And I understand this completely where she's coming from because my mom was a music teacher. She taught 6th, 7th, and 8th grade choir. And a lot of the music that she chose for the next year came from was Beauty and the Beast. I mean, any kid that was in her choir can probably hear any Disney music come on and start doing choreography. It's the circle of life. Anyway, so it was one of those things where my mom came home and was just like, it was horrible. There is not a single song in Mufasa that my mother would choose to have her choir sing next year. And I even said, I was like, oh, that's bad. And she said, yeah. So Disney really does need to put the full-on brakes, just full-on brakes. And whether they need to just stop and reassess before they move forward or stop and change direction completely, that's on them. However, the movie is not going to, her other movie, the Y2K movie that Rachel Zegler is, when that came out, my angels actually said, Snow White's going to do worse than that. And Y2K bombed. So when the Snow White movie fails and Rachel Zegler wonders why, we can all respond with, it's Hollywood, baby. Or this is another example of if you're going to be in politics, stay in politics. If you're going to be an actor, stay an actor. And if you're going to be part of a project, maybe support that project, but in a way that doesn't nullify your career in the end. Like, I grew up with people telling me, you need to watch your mouth. I want to pass on the advice to Rachel Zegler. Because truthfully, whatever side you're on, and I'm in the middle, so I don't go red, white, or I don't go red or blue or whatever. But she even made a comment that all of Trump's supporters should pretty much go. She's like, if you voted for Trump, don't bother watching my video or watching my movie. And it's like, if you're going to alienate your fans like that, you can't throw a temper tantrum when nobody comes and watches your movie. And you really can't throw a temper tantrum when all of the Hollywood execs that are looking at the fans going, that's where we make our money, and you just literally alienated half of them. Yeah, they're going to drop you off of projects. Like, and the same thing with Julia Roberts, the same thing with George Clooney. If you want to stop losing jobs, keep your mouth shut. If you want to be a public commentator, be a public commentator. But here's another thing. I dare any one of them to do this. Figure it out on your own, just like the rest of us did. Because Whoopi Goldberg, you want to stay giving your opinion pieces? Create a YouTube channel, just like the rest of us did. See if you can do it. I want to see Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, all of them pull out iMovie and Keynote and create a trailer, create an opener, do an opener and closer like you do in less than 20 minutes. I don't think they can. And they sit here and preach about how smart they are and how we're all so stupid. But the majority of us have figured out how to create our own view. Like, I have my own view set. Surprise. So it's just one of those things where these people really have got to get off their high horse and really check themselves to where the rest of society is actually at before they start saying that they can stand on their high horse and preach about this stuff. And here's another thing. The next point I was going to go into was Blake Lively. The fact that Amber Heard backs Blake Lively is all you need to know. And I put that down before all of this stuff about Justin Trudeau happened. And Cora, I'm going to repeat the same thing I said to you when we were on the phone. I truly believe that Justin is going to win. I think that Justin is doing this the exact same way that Johnny Depp did. You sue the publication, prove that the person was wrong, then you go after them civilly. And the way, and Justin is completely right. Justin, if you're listening, if you're out there, if you can hear me, you are completely right in the way that Blake navigated this. You are absolutely correct that she filed it the way she filed it to do exactly what she wanted to do. She is trying the old PR tricks of sweeping stuff under the rug, only exposing what she wants to, and changing public opinion to manipulate her cause. Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively are masters of it. Okay. And the rug isn't there anymore. The fact that Justin has all the text messages proving that the new, and here's another thing, proof you can't trust mainstream media. They didn't even get all the facts before they published Blake Lively's story, and the manipulation with the emails in the background, and the fact that they still thought that nobody was going to know or find out about this. Wake up, mainstream media. The public's not that stupid anymore. And not only that, but we've got a voice. There's no rug. And I'm sick of it. And even with Gypsy Rose, the whole Gypsy Rose situation, Kris Jenner, it is so clear that you are the manager and the PR specialist behind this whole thing. And if all of y'all haven't figured that out yet, I don't know what to tell you. Look at the way the PR movement goes with the Kardashians whenever news comes out, and look how it happened with Gypsy Rose. And did you notice that Kim and Gypsy had a little meeting together and then nothing happened of it? I wonder why that is. So, in my opinion, Kris Jenner, if you're wondering why the whole thing is going crazy with the whole Gypsy Rose thing, I fully believe that Kris Jenner is the momager behind the whole Gypsy Rose saga. And they had a falling out. Also, I do believe that Gypsy Rose, yes, that whole thing with her account getting hacked was a cover. Because here's another thing. I don't think Gypsy Rose gave birth to her baby when she gave birth to her baby. I think she gave birth to her baby at the beginning of December. I think, truthfully, the baby's birthday is around December 8th or 9th. And that's also why they don't want to reveal the information. That's also why they don't want to give the date of birth. And I think this is a huge PR maneuvering because, and I think this is Kris Jenner doing it because look what happened when Kylie Jenner had her babies. Guys, wake up. Anyway, so there's my opinion on that. And Gypsy Rose, wow, girl, you better wake up. You better wake up to what is going on, because your truth will be exposed. If there's anything I hear from the other side is this year, Gypsy's truth will be exposed. And it's not the truth that you want to be exposed, my dear. Next on that, I'm just going to keep going because I'm ranting here. The next one is Brett Cooper. Girl, so a little while back, felt like I gave Brett Cooper some advice that with what was happening, for her to step back, let things maneuver, and go forward. I heard some news that the Daily Wire decided not to move forward with the Snow White project. When I heard that news, something about Brett Cooper's position bothered me, because I feel like Brett Cooper may be trying to steadfast on the whole Snow White deal. And if that's the case, I think she needs to let it go. Here's why. Disney is not, no matter how much you want to do the Snow White movie in your version, Disney is not going to let you. Disney will do a cease and desist on Daily Wire. It is legal upon legal upon legal that they're not even going to want, need, or try to navigate. If I was Brett Cooper at this point, I would renegotiate my contract to come back. The comment section channel has died. It is not going to recover from what it's going through. Either they need to completely shut it down, or they need to bring Brett Cooper back. And Brett Cooper, if I was you, I would start my own channel. You already did. You have like so many followers. I understand that you're probably under an NDA at this time to not be able to do your own channel. If you need a platform, I would be happy to share my screen with you, and I will sit off in the corner quiet and just let you do your thing. I also know that Candace Owens is offering you a platform. Go somewhere, get a platform, get your voice out there as soon as you can, because Brett, if you're steadfasting on this Snow White thing, it's not going to move forward. And I feel like she has a lot of passion with it, and it might be a passion project, but the legalities of it, karma and legalities are just not on your side, but they are for your career to move forward. Don't let that pass you by. Don't get stuck. And I tell this to my clients all the time. Don't get stuck in that rut of something you want and let your dreams pass you by simply because you're too busy focusing on that divot in the ground instead of seeing the bigger picture that's swarming around you. Jeannie, our new bride. Oh, congratulations on your engagement, my girl. I'm so happy for you. So for those of you that don't know, Jeannie just recently got engaged and we're super happy about it. And my heart is just, yay. So congratulations, my dear. You are very welcome. You deserve it. You deserve it. You do. You have been through so much in regards to that department that this is the reward you deserve. And I'm so happy for you. And you know how I am. You know how I am. I wouldn't be saying it if it wasn't true. There's kind of a reason I've kept my mouth shut. Love you, girl. So, and on that note, I'm sorry, Jeannie, I'm going to do this to you, my genie in a bottle. But we're going to jump into a 25-minute sprint because that is the last of my rants. Surprisingly, I covered everything I wanted to talk about. For those of you that don't know, I write this stuff down because I stand in my living room when I'm hearing YouTubes and literally just rant this. So literally what you're all hearing is a repeat of everything I've been ranting to myself in my living room. And we will touch on I am going to touch on the whole diddler situation a little bit in the future. At this point in time, there are other reasons why I'm keeping my mouth shut. Let's just say that shit gets real sometimes and you got to navigate accordingly. And that's how we're going to maneuver that one. So for the rest of us, we're going to jump into a 25-minute sprint here. We're going to put 25 minutes on the clock because that's how we roll. All right. So I will see you all in 25 minutes. Again, my moderators, if you let me know if you can hear the sound, or I'll just jump onto my own channel like I did last time. Because again, I've worked really hard to get sound on these, and this is a different timer. So 3, 2, 1. Do some self-care, do some stretching, do some work. I'll see you in 25 minutes. And don't forget. that's the end of that sprint. Okay, so for any of you that might have been watching me rock out, just know what I'm listening to is I actually found the techno that I was obsessed with in 2001 when I was doing live streams. Armin van Buuren, I guess, made an actual album about it. It's the actual entire episode that I used to rock out to. I was stunned when I was able to find it because evidently they didn't do it with all the episodes on their A State of Trance YouTube. It just happened to be the 138 special that is my absolute all-time diehard fave. So for any of you who are wondering, that's what I was rocking out to. It's on iTunes. Obviously, you can get it on your phone. So obviously, it makes me happy, puts me in a good mood. Not all of it is singing music. A lot of it is that techno high-paced music, which I can work with as long as, yeah. I got 2,200 words done on that sprint. I made sure to count before I came back in. Cora got the intro and outro done. Very nice. Now to put together and get the rest of the videos to get last minute edits. Oh God. And for any of you that know, just an hour video would take you 3 to 4 hours in editing, depending. And believe me, I get so mad at myself. I don't know how many times I've walked away from videos and been like, how many times can I say, how many times in one sentence? It's so like and I still do it. Those are my 2 words that when I'm editing, I'm like, wow, editors hate me with those 2 words. So, Jeannie got about 231 words. Very nice. And you're on your new book. Wow, Miss Jeannie. You know that look. So, I don't know if you were listening to any of my past YouTube streams, but I would like you to know that I literally have a entire menu of food that you kept bragging about to me that you were making on stream. And I warned you that if you kept on with the food, that inevitably I was going to create a cookbook. And just know it's actually happening. So love you. So just know, as I'm going back and recapping all my live streams, that I have literally, I am literally making you a little cookbook. I don't know. Maybe we'll call it Kibby's Tea Time Cookbook by Jeannie Noble. I don't know. But it was one of those things where as I was recapping the live streams, I was just like, here they go with food again. Bonnie is also going to get a list because I guess she decided to join in on it. And Jace at one point will get a list too because, yeah, the 3 of you just went at it. And just remember during that time, I was being starved. I was down to 110 pounds. Like, if y'all remember, I know you feel bad now about it, but just in the future, be careful when you're bragging about food online. Okay. But I just thought that was really cute because there are so many things, including your drunken blueberry cheesecake. And there was a couple of other ones. I'd have to get my list, but I know you're a kitchen witch. We know that you are a kitchen witch and your magic is in your kitchen, which is also why you're going to be getting a cookbook. So new recipes. Really? Well, I don't mind now with you teasing me with food because technically I have a mom who is also a kitchen witch and she loves to cook and I can go feed myself off of the many deliciousness that come from the kitchen above me. So you are more than welcome to start teasing me again with foods, but just know it will be added to the cookbook that is currently in progress. So, and we have somebody new. Hello, Kiki Law. Hello. Gracious greetings to you. Welcome to our little Authortube corner of things. We talk about all different random crazy stuff. So, and yes, hello, Kiki Law. So, and Kiki Law just happened to come in at the right time because it depends on who you are and what you believe in. I'm about to go over the whole horoscopes for everybody because we are at the end of our stream. And we're going to do horoscopes real quick and then another 25-minute sprint. And then we're going to go from there. We're going to go off of notes. because my computer, as some of you know, I work off a laptop. It decides to not keep battery as long as it should. So I had to switch things around. So we're charging currently, don't have the big screen, have to work off old-fashioned paper. We're going to go from there. You are a Capricorn Aquarius. Ooh. So you're having fun right now. You are having some major fun right now because your Capricorn side learned so many lessons last year. And your Aquarius side is literally fighting to be social. And it's like you're balancing, I almost feel like you're balancing two opposite ends of a magnet right now. And it's kind of hard. It's going to get easier for you. Balancing those two sides for Aquarius Capricorn cusps is not easy. You're kind of the Libra Scorpio cusp. You tend to have the duality to you. And if you have any Gemini anywhere in your chart as a sun or a rising or a moon, that duality is going to be doubled down for you. So just so you're aware, if that's why you might find yourself conflicting or having trouble with making decisions your entire life, that's why you have an Aquarius Capricorn that fight, and that is your sun sign. And then if you have Gemini anywhere, that's going to add to your not confusions, but yeah, inability to make a quick decision right away. That's the best way to put it. All right. So for anybody who's new here, including Kiki Law, let me go run down how I do this real quick, because some of these, because I am a professional psychic and I have specific clients that I work for, and the way my trifecta is I'm able to see lifelines, I'm able to talk to angels, and I'm able to I have telepathy, so I'm able to guide according to that. When I meditate for horoscopes, I meditate with all the angels that I know cover those corners, those signs, those energies, and that's how I come up with my concepts. And I double check this by making sure so with the clients that I have. So I always start with Aries, work my way through. We do Scorpio at the end because I am a Scorpio and my angels are loud because they're Italian, Irish, and German, and they like to throw in lessons while I'm trying to cover it, and it just keeps it easier for me if I put my own sign at the end. Okay, so forgive me, Scorpios, but you're gonna have to wait to the end. All right, to start off for Aries, and just know, remember, even if you're not the sign, these overarchings are for you guys to figure out how to navigate people in your life, from family to friends to bosses to everything else. Okay, Aries, we've got some strong detail-oriented energies coming in to start the midweek. Also, just to cover that real quick, thank you to my angels. This horoscope covers from now till Monday, okay? I don't meditate beyond that because on Monday we have a full moon coming in and we have the transient of the sun moving into Aries at the 22nd. So we've got a lot of energy shifting starting Monday, so I didn't do any horoscope foreshadowing before there, okay? When I launched my channel in February, that's why we're doing horoscopes on Mondays and Thursdays, okay? Now, strong detail-oriented energies coming in for Aries with communication underlying, okay? This is going to be great energies for you to be able to solidify any bridges, mend those broken bridges, fix up those broken patches, mend those holes in the walls. This is a good time to be able to enhance your reputation. You've really got Moon and Saturn's energy on your sides in regards to being able to ground yourself in a way to be able to communicate how you feel, which you can't normally do, Aries, because you tend to be more of a, an emotional fire sign. It's a good time to look at those long-term goals and make sure that everything's lining up to refine the details. As we go into the weekend, you're going to have a better energies change so that you have a better ability to handle your doubt and self-fear. So this is why we're referencing that it's a good time to look at those long-term plans, because any of those gut instincts that you're like, oh, I don't like that, you're going to have the reorganizing, re-energizing type energies to be able to fine tune to the details and iron that stuff out. Okay. Good energies to resolve conflict coming in on Saturday and Sunday for you. Mercury and Venus also come in on your side during this weekend. So you'll be able to have a harmonious emotional energy. A lot of these conflicts that might be underlying emotional or relationship type things, take care of on the weekends. Venus Venus is going to have your back in those regards, okay? Good problem-solving oriented energies as well. So basically, Aries, if you're doing good, stick to course. If you're doing bad, this is the great time to kind of sit down with your partner in a relationship, fine-tune those hard to talk about details, because you're going to have the ability to communicate across the board the way you need to, okay? Tauruses, you've got strong-willed, independent energy coming in. You are king of the castle, okay? Be careful, because there's a lot of sensitive underlying emotional energies that are at play here with the moon moving into Cancer. And Tauruses, you know that when you take an emotional hit, you take an emotional hit. We all know the last thing you do is you piss off a Taurus, okay? So focus on pursuit type endeavors. Put your focus on yourself. You're going to have a hunger for learning as the weekend comes in. So apply that to any situations right now that seem harmful or hurtful. See if there's a way you can navigate either around it, through it, or even avoid it altogether. Work with balancing what you can obtain with what you can't obtain. Some things need to remain wishes, Taurus. They need to be, you need those types of things that are ungraspable in order for you to continue moving forward, okay? Make sure that you're making those short-term goals and those long-term goals and those I wish goals, okay? Because a lot of goal-oriented relationship type energy comes in through the weekend that's going to motivate you towards looking at the important things in life versus the things that you find for, just to fill your fancy. A lot of Tauruses this year are going to be solidifying foundations, whether they're personal or they're relationship based. So it's already starting at the beginning of this year with you fine tuning those energies. Geminis, you have a lot of deep understanding emotional energy. You have been feely for the last week, and you probably haven't figured out why. Geminis, if you haven't been social the last 3 days, I don't know what's wrong with you, because you should be. The energy is so on your side for it. It's because you have the perfect energies to learn to navigate complicated and deep-rooted energies of both yourself and other people. Having these conversations for Geminis can allow you to rationalize things versus having more of that bounce back and forth and I can't make up my mind type energy. Solution-oriented, problem-solving type energy comes in for you on the weekend. Use this to your advantage so that you can understand through empowerment. This is one of those strong lessons, Geminis, where it's learning and knowing and having and obtaining and holding that fruit of information in your back pocket is how you empower yourself, because you're going to be able to pull that knowledge out of your back pocket, and the confidence that comes with it is going to be surmountable this year. Okay. That was one of the problems that we lacked last year's with Geminis is, yes, you had a lot of the information right, but you didn't have the facts to back it up. And that's where it fell short. This year you learned your lesson and we're fixing it. They're referencing that if there's anything, Geminis, that you are suspicious about, Sunday is going to be your day to be inquisitive. You have very investigational type energies coming in, and with the full moon coming in with where's the moon? The moon is the cold moon, which is the longest moon, which is a meditating moon. And why don't I know where it comes in? Hold on. Time out. I gotta check my book. It is going into a Pisces mood. Okay, so yeah, so you're going to have even more underlying energies with the Pisces moon, with the investigation. So I don't like to put it this way, but Geminis, if you think your partner's cheating on you, this is the weekend to find out. It's that type of energies, okay? And use this energy to allow yourself to make order and structure of any of the chaos that's going around and that's happening. Okay. This is the perfect time to kind of start solidifying that foundation as well. Cancers, communication has been your go-to. You have been able to communicate, to express your feelings, to your everything for the last couple days. Like, how you've gotten so expressive, you don't understand. It's in the energies of your sign for this month. Okay. You have an ability to see a different perspective. This is intellectual, stimulating, decision-making, problem-solving type energies. Like Cancers, you've got it all on your side. when it comes to this kind of get it done, go to type energies. Okay. Be careful though, because they're referencing that coming in on the weekend, you're going to have an extreme sensitivity with this Venus underlying in Pisces. You don't, Cancers, we are our emotional little babies. We don't do well when emotions come in and start messing around with things. And that's what they're referencing that Venus is going to do with Pisces. So they're referencing that this weekend might be a little bit more about self-soothing, self-attending, self-distracting. Be sure that you are finding excitement in the things that you love, and, control what you can, let go of what you can't, hope for the best, plan for the worst, keep your mind in the middle. Like, they're coming in with all of it. However, they are referencing that starting into the full moon, you're going to have a lot of healing and renewal type energies. So yeah, Cancers, just use this weekend to kind of hide away, duck into your shell, pull your claws in, and just kind of hide away under your rock for this weekend, because you're going to have the energy next week to be able to do and accomplish what you want to get done. And Cancers, I don't normally tell you to go hide under a rock, because as the sensitive creatures you are, you will stay there. Just know that next month's the cold moon is actually going to give you a little push. All right. Leos, my Leos, my fiery lions, girls. Detail-oriented, problem-solving type energies all this week. Be aware to not succumb to the negative side of this. Leos, yes, we like the details. Yes, we like the get it done. Yes, we like the go, go, go. Do not overwhelm yourself. Make sure that you're taking those momentary breaks that you need for both your mind, your body, and your mental and physical, like all of it. You need 5 seconds to walk away, take 5 seconds to walk away. We all know what a miracle 30 seconds can do, okay? You're going to have highly active, over-analytical type thinking this weekend, which isn't good going into the weekend unless you work. For a lot of my Leos, you don't work on the weekends. So what they're referencing is with the sun in Chiron, it's going to deflate your ego, and then you've got the added energies of hyperactive thinking. So they're referencing this is going to be a good time to focus onto the home life, to make improvements, home projects, DIYs, wanted to go get new bedding. This would be the weekend to go get new bedding. Improve your sacred space, work on your altar, clean the bathroom that needs to be cleaned. Okay, Leos, that's what they're referencing, is this is going to be into the full moon. You're going to have the grounding, cleaning, renewal type energy as well. So the sooner you can start on it this weekend, the better off you'll be. Work and health will come into focus a little bit more as the week starts off. So don't worry about taking a couple days off to yourself, because you're going to be able to realign back into work. Okay, Leos? My Virgos. Self-love, communicative energies, especially in the love area, are coming in strong for you. If you have a good home life, this is good. You're being able to take care of things. You're just stirring all the pots. If you don't have a good home life, this is exposing all those ugly cracks and broken edges and crevices and everything, okay? The good news for Virgos is you have a lot of good energy this weekend for self-expression and being able to see and being able to observe and describe the observations without being overly offending. Okay. Positive, outgoing, refreshing energies, especially in the personal sector, is coming into for the weekend. So keep an eye to make sure that you balance both business and pleasure. Yes, we need to fix the home. Maybe we do need to fix those cracks on the wall, but that doesn't mean that we don't also sit down for movie time. Okay, that's what they're referencing for you, Virgos. Try to keep a focus on your personal interests instead of focusing on the bigger picture of things. More social energy is going to come in towards the end of the weekend. So this will be the good type of energy for you to bounce ideas off of people. If you have been struggling with anything in the family, in the home environment, like from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you're going to have great energy to be able to talk to everybody and maybe figure out what the heck is going on. Going into the full moon, you're going to have the renewal and family emotion type energy from Pisces to be able to fuel your fire. Besides that, you've got Venus on your side, because Virgos are run by Venus. And with her being so emotional and compassionate right now, it's perfect time to be able to have those hard conversations to repair any deep-seated issues that are within the family. And if that's not possible, it's a good time this weekend to be able to conversate with others to figure out how to navigate it accordingly. Okay. Now, just remember, just because energies are on your side, free will does come into effect. So just because you want to do something and energies are on your side and you push forward, that doesn't mean that there's somebody that has free will and a different kind of energy on their side that can push back. So just be aware of that. Okay, guys. Next, oh, and that's what they're saying. Try to be more sociable this weekend, Virgos. Prioritize goal-oriented, empathetic energies. Focus on learning and communications. Okay, Libras. Inward focus continues with Mercury doubling down on your sign. Okay, Libras, we've had a very, very introspective times pretty much since winter solstice. Okay, they're referencing that this is going to continue. A lot of this year for Libras is going to be personal work, personal focus, personal work, balancing that home life, personal sector. Okay, it's a good time to search out any missing spiritual connections or critical communications. Logical and rational energies do come into play later this weekend, so it opens up communication in your inner circle to be more. It releases the self-doubt and negativity that you usually put on yourself when you try to express yourself, Libras. Okay, there's an increased need for an adult time coming into this weekend, where you need basically a push towards creativity, socializing, being one with the community. Even though Libras, some of you, I can feel it. You're like, ugh, public community events. I'm a Libra. Yes, I know. But you're actually going to feel the push to maybe get out a little bit and be social this weekend. Roll with it. It's not going to hurt you. Okay. Time for future plans and meaningful conversations and connections. If you've got a family event, go. You need to go, Libras. If you have a family event this weekend, go. That's all I'm going to say. And then focus on renewing energies and allowing for methodical alignment of priorities. So having that conversation with the family and figuring out exactly what everybody's doing, Libras, is going to be able to basically set the path for you to make decisions for the future events for the rest of the year. Sagittarius is, you kind of have the same energy coming in for you as Libras do with the indecisive, suspicious, and overanalyzing energies. They're referencing that you're having a strong focus to start on visions and dreams, okay? Trying to keep your head out of the clouds, Sagittarius has kind of been the name of the game at the beginning of the week. Completely understandable. You've had a lot of things going right for you in the right direction, and it only makes sense for you to continue planning in such endeavors. However, not all energies stay the same consistently. If there's one thing we all know, change is consistent, right? So they're referencing that it's time to basically deep dive into those spiritual connections, search out those critical communications, be suspicious, overanalyze, but don't succumb to it. Use it to play a factor in your conversations, but don't become that sneaky, backhanded Sagittarius that some people can be. Okay. Work on building patience and solidifying resources rather than proving a point or proving somebody else wrong. All right. Confidential and expressive energies come into focus for the end of the week, into the start of the weekend for you. This is going to be focused on money-making creative endeavors. So if you are Sagittarius, Britney Spears is a Sagittarius. I would be telling her to, if she has any, creative works, any projects in plan, now's the time to initiate them, get going. Jessalyn Siwa is actually a Sagittarius. So if she had any plans for Jojo Siwa that needs to be initiated or started, this is going to be the perfect time to do it. Same with Kendall. Kendall might be graduating this year. And if that is correct, if Kendall is graduating this year, she should be using this energy to literally plan the next 5 years of her life, because she'll be able to overanalyze and see all the details and be able to communicate accordingly. So Capricorns, you've had very fast-paced yet critical mind energy. And Kiki Law, this is great for you because, yes, in law, I just realized a lot of what I said in law, if you really are in law, that helps you immensely because you're able to see multiple sides to situations. Well, and Kiki, this is for you. You've got inspirational desires, ideas, and less procrastination coming in for you towards the end of the week. If you have that to-do list that's been sitting there and you need to get it done, you're going to have the motivation starting today and into the rest of the week to be able to get it done. Okay. Dream goal-oriented energies come into play play with underlying independence for once. So you're going to have a lot of that type energy where you can work on your own and you don't have to ask many questions, and you can literally just, your angels are, I say this like she's one of my clients. If this is your angels that I'm talking to, they're referencing that you're going to be able to bust through and get it done the way you wanted to get it done. Communication can be impactful and on a personal level. However, they reference that even into the weekend, the communication sector turns into more significant and fulfilling type conversations. It's a take charge, action-oriented type energy all this weekend. So yeah, apply all of this to current projects and you set yourself up for the rest of the year. Basically, yeah, if you are a paralegal or a lawyer, this would be the time to actually go through all those cases, fine tune which ones are yeses, which ones are nos, and actually be able to get that timeline completed that we all know and love that can change so dramatically with courts. For anybody who's interested. In case you're wondering, Kiki, I am a law nerd. I love Emily D. Baker. I have been a fan of hers for a year. Bring the jury. I used to be a moderate for her, actually, a long time ago. So I am all about the law. Continued for Capricorns, because this evidently went on to the next page. And I didn't see it until now. Connecting genius type energy. Wow. Connecting genius type energies, but with an erratic undertone, will come into play on Sunday and into Monday, but that's just because the full moon in Cancer. Yeah. Capricorns, with your sun in the sector that it's in, and then the moon coming in with Pisces, it's throwing in a lot of emotion, and that's what's causing a lot of the erratic undertones to Capricorn's energy. Focus on long-term happiness for best use of the energy. So Kiki, I hope you were listening, because here's your next one. This is the other half of you. Introspective, detail-oriented energies come in for Aquariuses with strong lying intuition. Like I said, Kiki, if you've been trying to figure out which cases to go through and everything else and how to line it up, you've got the energies this weekend all on your side with both signs to be able to do so. Okay. Combined with less confusing communicative energies, especially with others, there's a reminder to push yourself above your insecurities and look beyond your misunderstandings. Strong balanced energies between mind and emotion will come into play. So again, this is a creative, romantic, and slightly judgmental energies also come into play for this weekend for you Aquariuses. Apply to projects, not your self-image, for best results. Energetic, heartfelt, clean out the clutter, get it done type energies with emotional and personal pursuit sector is highlighted. So Kiki Law, you've got every ounce of energy on your side in both signs to set out a year that is going to be easy to navigate, a breeze to fly through, and financially beneficial in a way that you have been praying for. And from what I can feel, I'm getting goosebumps because Kiki, from what I can feel, you have spent a long time being a good person, and you're kind of in a boat with Cora, Jeannie, and a group of us where for the last 10 years, it seems like no matter how good of a person you were, you couldn't get a foot in the door. And girl, you've got Pluto on your side now. So go chase your dreams, because you've got the energies on your side to do so. And you're going to line up. Don't question how you're lining things up, because you can't do it wrong right now is basically what they're trying to say. Okay. So for Pisces, strong need for social communication and interaction comes into play this weekend, into this week. Imaginative, social-oriented, creative energies as well. Find your peace in group activities. Jeannie, family stuff. You already know. It's probably why you were planning a trip already. End of the day on into Wednesdays and Thursdays, take more time to wait and see approach. Basically, they're referencing, if Pisces, if anything seems off right now, take a step back. This isn't the time really to push up the river just yet. Let's just swim in place and see how the water flows before we decide to change direction. Okay. They said great meditation, balance, and communicative energies are going to come in for you this weekend. Remember to self-soothe and apply self-care. And just because you're the rock for others doesn't mean you can't apply it's self-care to yourself. Okay. It's a good time for finding family stability and balance. Organized and idea-oriented energies come into play on Saturday and Sunday for you. So it's a good time to share ideas, learn from others, and understand different perspectives, which goes in perfect line because they're referencing that your job, like for the most part, I don't know if the job is stable, but they're referencing financially is stable, and that can be two different things. But for the most part, have fun planning your wedding because all the energies are in play and you've got stability in every part of your chart for you to be able to actually have fun in planning this wedding. So don't feel guilty for doing so, if that makes sense. Take your time, do it, have fun with it. All right. Scorpios for us last ones. Okay. Yeah. Okay. See, and I had a feeling because financially and sometimes having a job and being financially stable are two different things. So that's why I was a little hesitant on saying that. And we're already having fun with it. Yes, please do, because you guys have the good energy on your side. And Jeannie, you just have good karma on your side. All right, for Scorpios, highly active mental and communicative type energies are in play right now. Obviously, I can vouch for that. I don't think I've stumbled over my words yet this time. I think this is the first time I haven't stumbled over my words. Great energies for trying and learning new things, tackling multiple projects. It's the same get it done type energy that Aquariuses are feeling. Great energies for trying. The Chiron is going to affect Scorpios kind of the same way it's affecting the other one of the other signs, where you're going to have a little bit of negativity and self-doubt come in this weekend. Creative and social problem-solving energies are going to come in, but there's an underlying lack of enthusiasm that is going to be added to it. Just know that that's the Chiron affecting your mood. Try to push through it if you can. Strong power and resources are on your side for establishing yourself into this weekend. So it's a good time to do the finalizing of goal planning. Challenge-oriented energies come into play both mentally and physically. A long-term cycle of focused independence, determination, especially in the work sector, is starting. Pluto is now shifted completely out of Scorpio sector. We are no longer going to be affected by their energy, and we have the draw on us is gone. So just know that that's what's affecting us, Scorpios. Focus, determined-oriented, rational, and intuitive energies are on your side. Clear visions for the future with a renewing, refreshing energy in line to change life for the better. Okay, so Scorpios, we're continuing along that life pattern of being able to take past momentum that we had been losing and catapulting us forward. So Scorpios, keep doing what you're doing, keep moving the way you're moving, and you're doing good. For the ones on the negative end, learn your lessons, because that's pretty much what this year is about. If you didn't learn your lessons, you're going to be learning them. If you already did, you're catapulted. So that is the end of the rants for that. I'm going to switch this out and plug this in, because we're going to do another 25-minute sprint, because I am hoping that I can get the rest of my notes done. So does anybody have any questions that they needed? Jeannie, Kiki, Cora, did you guys have any questions that you wanted me to answer real quick before we jump into the sprint about any of those horoscopes, since you guys are in here? Normally I don't ask, but normally there's not 4 people in here when I do them. So I just thought I would ask. If not, then we're going to pull this up. I'll give it a second because sometimes stream lags. You all good? Okay. You're all good. And I know Cora's good because I've been doing readings with her recently. So now I stumble my words. All right, so 25 minutes on the clock. I'm going to go do something that's self-care to help me detach a little bit, since I've plugged into my angels and I actually do want to get some work done. So I'm going to go do self-care real quick. I will be back 25 minutes on the clock, and I will see you all in 25 minutes. All right, and in 3, 2, 1, and don't forget to mute yourself. that's the end of that sprint. And that was our last one. There are a couple things I wanted to mention before we wrap up this whole fun little live stream of ours. Why I said it that way, I have no idea. That was weird. Sorry, guys. My brain's being weird today. I got to look at the energies. I have a feeling the sun just popped off with another flare because these last 20 minutes I've been like fluctuated, and I got to look at Stefan Barnes. I'll be jumping into your channel in a minute to figure out what's going on. I did 247 words, but I also got some self-care done, and I was able to get some other things done in the meantime. So editing is done. Now to convert, check the sound, and then upload. Nice. Are we doing any free tarot reads? No, unfortunately, I do not do free tarot readings. My gifts are to the level that I do need to charge for them. However, I do have an announcement coming in February. If you continue watching my channel, I would like and subscribe because I have an announcement coming in February that would benefit you immensely. I do horoscope readings on every stream. So if you want, you're welcome to come in and come for that. But no, my gifts, my talents, my gifts are not for free. I've proven myself time and time again that yes, charging for my skills is what's needed. Had to deal with Izzy, oh gosh. Then it was a blast. Ex-wives, exes, X's and O's, and we start going into a song. X's and the O's. Anyway, we're not going to do that. Kibby singing, no. Anyway, so I just wanted to go over a couple of little things because just to wrap up, for those of you that are new, hello, hi, how are you? Thank you for coming in. Guys, make a wish. It is 3:33. That means we started the stream and saw 111, and now we're ending the stream at 3:33. Very interesting. So just so you guys know, for next stream, the next couple streams, what we plan on going over is, of course, horoscopes, more rants next stream, but I'm going to be deep diving into the Embolic holiday that comes on February 2nd. I do have meal planning for it, just like I did for Yule, but this one's going to be more of a luncheon type meal planning instead of the full dinner type meal planning. And then I do have the overview of the signs for Aquarius, because as we shift into Aquarius, there are 4 levels to the sign, including the Aquarius cusp. And then just to finalize some interesting notes, I want to make note on this on my channel because I made notes of this positive negative balance that I saw between famous people when I started the new year. And I have some I'd like to add to it. So we've got added, and unfortunately, it's more of the negative side that's extended than the positive side. And I'm looking for positive, guys. I really am. I'm not looking for the negative, but it seems there's a lot of people in Hollywood that are learning their lessons right now. So to add to the list, we have Sam Levinson, Zendaya, Will Ferrell, Julia Roberts, Alec Baldwin, Jada Pinkett, and Jack Doherty are all on, and Will Ferrell. Yeah, I already said Will Ferrell. They've all shifted to the negative side, you guys. It's And then on the positive side, we've added Will Smith, surprisingly, and Chris Rock. Will Smith is not. With what happened last year, I thought that karmic lessons were going to come strong with Will Smith. So I can honestly actually say, like, I was wrong about Will Smith. I was wrong about him, but it's good to see that he has shifted to the positive side of things. It's his, I should have seen it before, but the wife is the negative in regards to the Will Smith situation. And unfortunately, that seems to be a lot of things in Hollywood right now. Amber Heard and the Johnny Depp situation exposed the truth of females in Hollywood, and it's causing a ripple effect, and it's going to continue. And this year is like the year that the men in Hollywood are done with that kind of BS from women. Because no offense, what feminism and all, I'm all for feminism and everything else. However, toxic manipulative feminism is not any better than the narcissistic, misogynistic attitudes that were there before. You can't replace a negative with a negative. and get a positive result, is basically what I'm trying to say. So on that note, I would also like to add in that, well, where'd it go? I had it before. I do this to myself all the time because I have so many notes. And I don't know where it went. So we're not going to worry about it. All right. Well, then never mind, because we're going to skip past it because I don't know where that note went. And evidently, if it's not in front of me, it's not that important. They don't want me talking about it. That's how we roll. So for, Beyonce. Beyonce's on the positive side of things. That's who we needed to shout out. Thank you, angels. Beyonce, you are on the positive side of things. Hubby's on the negative. It's the same. That's the only the Hollywood that's the only A-list Hollywood relationship that actually has the reverse of karma that most of them are impeding are about to get hit with. So, but it makes sense because truthfully, Beyonce's more of the masculine role anyway. She definitely wears the pants in that family. I can tell you that. Anyway, so on that note, we are going to close out our little live stream. Wow, I'm all over the place, you guys, with our little cheers. So thank you. First of all, I want to say thank you all for coming in and watching and getting joining me in this wonderful excursion for the last 2.5 hours. Jeannie, Cora, thank you for being my moderators. I love you guys. To my clients, thank you all for coming in. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them below. And for everybody else, hold out your cup and here we go. So may your angels be strong. May your energy be positive, and may karma be ever in your favor. And I will see you guys next time.